Hello everyone, this is my article presentation. My name is Sylvia Reyes and I'm going to be presenting to you all about this article here that's called Emotional Processing and Panic Disorder and its Subtypes, an fMRI Study Using Emotional Faces. In essence, it's going to be about emotional processing, and specifically panic disorder, which can be abbreviated as PD. The way that we would define that, or the way that it has previously been defined, is by experiencing recurrent unexpected panic attacks or episodes of intense fear or discomfort during which 4 of 13 possible symptoms occur listed from the DSM-4. It has previously been categorized as an anxiety disorder, but more recently been looked at in a different way, and we have learned from this article that there are 3 different subtypes of panic disorder now. The first one is a cognitive subtype. And the cognitive subtype, it involves the experience of terror, fear, or loss of control. The second subtype of panic disorder is autonomic, which, as you may recall, has to do with involuntary functions. This can involve numbness, wobbliness, trembling, or being unable to physically relax. The third subtype is just aspecific, which is exactly what it sounds like. So, to review, there are 3 different subtypes of panic disorder, which are cognitive, autonomic, and aspecific. So the purpose of this study was to fit pieces together and broaden the understanding of panic disorder in literature. They did this by examining brain activation sites during emotional processing in panic disorder patients. So we are going to go into the methods, and I'm going to first speak to you about the participants that were recruited in the study, and then the constructs that were measured and why. The panic disorder patients were recruited from universities and medical centers. There were 73 panic disorder patients and a healthy control group of participants, which were just 58 people, and it totaled 131 participants. Again, they were recruited from universities and medical centers, and then the way that they were induced to do emotional processing, they were presented with a series of photographs. So each participant looked at a series of facial expressions, and the standardized inventory that was used was the Karolinska Directed Emotional Faces System, which consisted of male and female faces, and they would show different emotions that were either indifferent, happy, sad, etc. The participants were then asked to identify the emotional expressions that they were presented with. And the way that the areas of the brain were looked at were by using an fMRI, because as you recall, they are used to create 3D images of the brain and highlight specifically active areas. Since in this study we are interested in specifically areas associated with panic disorder, the 6 regions that play significant roles in emotional processing included the amygdala, the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, the rostral anterior cingulate cortex, and fusiform gyrus, lingual gyrus, insula. And what they found in the study was that the anticipatory anxiety and hypervigilance was very highly associated with the rostral anterior cingulate cortex, all of which were critical components of panic disorder. Now, as I said with the results, they found something specific with lower activity in the rostral anterior cingulate cortex. The autonomic subtype associated with fear and terror had this result, and it was relevant in explaining emotional dysregulation, specifically in panic disorder patients. In the discussion, it first reviewed the limitations of the study, and the first that they shared was the way that the Kalinska facial expressions system may not feature expressions that were robust enough to differentiate between the healthy participants that were in the control group and the panic disorder participants. This is what Kalinski's inventory really looked like, but no other validated paradigms to date existed. Again, it showed male and female faces of the emotions that were described here. And furthermore, the most important outcome was that new topics for research on neurobiological pathways of panic disorder have been inspired to inspire further reading and understanding of the disorder. I hope that you enjoyed my presentation, and these are my references.